All right, welcome to New Gen Radio, Juls.
Thank you for having
How are
me.
you doing, man?
I'm tired.
Why are you so tired?
I've been mixing, recording, trying to perfect certain sounds, trying to make it bang, trying to make it sound like, like some, I don't want to say epic, but the vibes just have to be right. Do you understand? So it's just been a battle within just to like make sure that everything sounds like on point, to the point that even if it sounds like it's crap, it sounds decent, if that kind of makes sense.
Okay, we have to slow down and rewind for 1 sec. So if people don't know why you're really so tired, it's because you've been in the studio working relentlessly on this new project that you've got dropping at midnight, right?
Yeah, it drops at midnight. Leap of Faith.
Leap of Faith.
Yeah, man.
So the project itself,
Yeah.
we kind of have to talk what's come before that,
Yeah.
how you got to this point before we get into it.
Yeah.
So firstly, obviously you're a producer,
Yeah.
which might not be obvious to people who are hearing you for the first time.
Yeah.
You're a producer. You're kind of doing the gangster DJ Khaled thing, which is like Juls featuring da 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 da, and you've done it for quite a while now.
Yeah. I think I've done it for a couple tracks still, but it was just mostly producing and DJing really.
What came first?
Producing. The DJing came last, and I only learned how to DJ probably like maybe 2-3 years ago.
Mad. So how did you get into music? Like, where did the production part of it start?
Well, when I was young, I always, loved music, and I think I probably looked at it from a different angle. So like when I was young, like 2 years old, my mom always tells me these stories that I could make any sound with my mouth at all.
Seriously?
Yeah, any sound. Like,
You must have been so annoying.
There's a video of me actually making sounds of like cars and sirens, and they actually sound exactly like that. And at that age, it's crazy.
Could you still do it now?
Don't think so.
Have you tried?
Nah, it's been a while. But I used to beatbox a lot when I was in secondary school, and so I think from then on, I just thought that I'll just sort of put it into action, if that kind of makes sense. So when I was in uni, I came across this software called Fruity Loops, and I started messing around with a lot of the sounds, and then I found this other software called Reason, and then I just started messing around with the sounds, and I just got better and better,
As you would, if you're
Yeah.
spending a lot of time practicing.
Well, it was more of a hobby at the time, do you know what I mean? But because I loved it so much, it got to a point where I was like, wow, like these beats are sounding pretty dope. And my friends used to hear this all the time, and they're like, yo, these beats are dumb. They're fire, bro. So I started shifting them to like artists just to mess around and stuff like that. So that's where it really started, to be honest with you. But I think the big break for me in production was in 2012 when I did this song for a Nigerian group called Show Them Camp. The song is called Feel Alright, and it's a very high lifey kind of sound, very traditional. It's got all the African elements in there, so it was quite big in Nigeria. So that's where everything really started. But I think the big break was when me and Mr. Eazi got popping and stuff.
So we're going to talk about that as well in a sec.
Yeah.
But we just played, before you started, the Skin Tight tune. Obviously, it's actually weirdly one of my favorite songs that's probably ever been made. It's ever been made. Like, it's such a important song, I feel like, and I don't know if we'll even realize how important it is till further down. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds so special. And the thing with that is, obviously, you've got like an extensive relationship.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up, firstly?
So I was born in Hackney, East London, and then I moved up north to Stevenage, and I was there for about maybe 6-7 years. And then my dad got a job back home in Ghana. So my family and I moved to Ghana, so I did secondary school there, and I did uni there, and then I came back here to do my master's, and I've just been working and working.
What did you study?
I did finance.
Okay.
So I got 2 degrees in that, I got a bachelor's and a master's in that. But despite the fact that I was always like a numbers person, music was always the, you know, the guy that was taking much of my time. So when people were going out, like partying or like, oh, let's go for drinks, that kind of thing, I was always like in my room behind my laptop, you know, just making beats or looking for sounds or watching videos of like Pharrell or J Dilla, rest in peace, or, you know, Dr. Dre or even Timbaland, just like making these beats and, you know, just being like so fascinated by these guys, especially Kanye West. Actually, Kanye West is actually one of my major influences.
Who do you think your favorite producers are?
How many do I get?
You can have 3.
3. Bloody hell. Pharrell, Just Blaze, and J Dilla.
Strong choices.
Yeah.
Strong choices.
Well, that's not fair because like
you have so many others. Clearly.
There's the bear, man. The bear.
So
yeah.
Go back to Mr. Eazi.
Yeah.
How did that relationship form?
Via Twitter.
Seriously?
So this is actually an interesting story. Actually, that's probably where everything really blew up. But when I started dating the girl that I'm with today, I used to play some of my beats. So obviously, like when you're seeing someone, you want to impress her. Like, oh, I'm a producer. Da, 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 da.
Love
so
that.
I played her some of my stuff, and she was like, "This is whack." Like she just didn't like it. But she doesn't like hip hop anyway. And she was like, you need to make something that's a little bit more appealing to the masses. You know, something that people can dance to, blah, blah, blah. And so it was more of me trying to find that sound with someone, because there's no point in me trying to make a beat that sounds like someone else's sound and then try and pitch it to. So, do you know what I mean? Like, I can't make a beat, let's say like producer like Swift or GA. You know, if I decided I was gonna make a beat like GA and I'm trying to shift it to like Young Bane and Kojo, it doesn't make sense. So it's about finding your sound with someone. So I was on the internet one day and I came across this mixtape by Mr. Eazi that he put out probably about 4 years ago called Is About to Blow. And I was listening to it and I was like, this guy's not bad. There's some songs on there that, you know, I felt like, you know, could have been a lot better. So I reached out to him on Twitter, followed each other. I was like, bro, I think you have the potential to be, you know, because he wasn't taking it seriously at the time. He was doing some job or something like that. And I was like, send me the acapellas for some of your songs on the mixtape. So he sent me Bankulize. And he sent me that and I remixed the whole thing, made it sound different, and then that's where everything really began.
That's pretty brave, you know.
Yeah, it is.
Saying to reaching out to an artist and saying, listen, I like your tape, yeah, but I definitely think that I could make this better. And him being cool with it.
I didn't really say it like that. But
no, but that's the implication, right?
Not really. I think he knew. I think he wasn't taking it as serious. So it's basically like saying, like, fam, you can do this, and I will want to do that with you or help.
And shout out your girl as well. Yeah. Can I just say?
So she's the one who's responsible for all this mess, basically. And I say mess in terms of, you know, how things have panned out and how things are today and all of that. So yeah, she's actually the.
So you kind of changed your sound then, whilst figuring out what you were trying to do.
Yeah, because my sound at first was just chopping up samples.
So that hip hop kind of
boom
vibes.
That was what I was doing before, and
okay,
I can still do it. I still love doing that to this day. I haven't done it in a long time, but now it's just more of doing music that is more easy going. People can vibe to, kind of slows down the tempo, not something too fast. And
I guess taking a lot of home influence as well, right?
Yeah. A lot of the drums, or African drums, or the African sound, or the Ghanaian sound is in my beats mostly anyway. And I like to mix it with a little bit of Caribbean, because I love reggae and I love dancehall as well. So
I mean, the worlds are becoming so closely interlinked through music.
Yeah.
Especially we're hearing so much different sounds. Everyone like culturally is so mixed up as well, especially in England, where it's kind of like a melting pot of so many different people and cultures. Is so diverse that it happens naturally, I guess.
Yeah, it's interesting it's happening now, not later on, not earlier on. Sorry, you feel like it should have happened earlier on and should have been a lot more significant, but now it's like everybody's coming together, like people from Africa, people from Jamaica, people from whether it's the UK or the States or France or whatever. Like
the internet's making it closer together, though.
I think that's what it is.
But let's talk about Leap of Faith before we play some tunes. You have like some super impressive features on there. This is your brand new project, guys. If you've just tuned in, new Gem fans, this is Juls, his brand new project Leap of Faith, dropping at midnight. You've got a load of people: Malik Berry, Moelogo, Burna Boy, UG, Notes, Kojo, even Kojey Radical, which you have told me that you will give us the exclusive drop on, right? I'm excited.
Kojo's he's a different breed. Like he's like I said earlier when we were talking, however, that everybody's on the M25 and he's on the 812 or the 813. Like
I've never heard someone describe Kojey like that, but I'm totally with it.
Yeah, like he's, when we did this song, like it was just different. Like the first time I saw him, I was like, okay, I know what exactly. I knew he was Ghanaian, but then when you listen to his project, you just know that some of the things he's saying is actually kind of deep, and you have to actually pay attention. So I said we should do a song where people are actually gonna pay attention to like the song musically with regards to the production and what he's saying actually as well. And it's actually quite a dope song in my opinion.
Listen, when I heard it, I was like, this is really, really cool, because we're hearing Kojey on like a whole different vibe.
Yeah.
Which if you have listened to Kojey Radical's music or have ever been around him in the studio with him, seen him perform, you'll know he's capable of pretty much absolutely anything, I would say. Like he could literally go from one end of the musical spectrum to the other without blinking.
Yeah.
So this actually comes very natural to him, but for people who are listening, they're going to be like, oh, okay, haven't heard Kojey like this before. I'm kind of into this. Now, I want to talk about the project itself, the LP. What was the recording process like for you?
So most of the recording was done in my yard in East London. Most of it was done there. So Kojo came there, Kojey Radical came there, Notes came there, Burna Boy came there, Moelogo came there, Sona was there as well. Sona is actually the last person who recorded. That's actually the last song that we recorded for the project.
Seriously?
Which was last week.
Mad.
Yeah.
That is mad.
Yeah. As I speak to you, this project, we finished mixing it just on Friday. But
that's nuts.
Yeah. I think
it goes like that sometimes, man.
Yeah, I was just tweaking it here and there, like like my management. It's like, oh, can you send a thing? We need to, start a picture. I was like, I need to make sure that it sounds whatever. But
I did get that pre-warn as well. By the way, Caroline, this might not be how it actually sounds when it comes out.
No, it's not gonna sound ish. But most of the songs were recorded in my yard. We ate chicken, we played FIFA.
Sounds ideal.
Standard. Super malt.
Did you have a relationship with everyone on the project beforehand, or were some people you brought in fresh?
So Moelogo and I have been friends for a while. Malik and I as well. UG's like family. Kojo was a fresh relationship, but from that session we've just become like boys, and we're from the same area as well. Notes was the same as well. The first day, and then since then we're always talking and stuff like that. Some of the other artists on the project, they're based in Nigeria. So there's a guy called The Engine, who's an amazing artist. Like, you guys are gonna hear of him very soon. And then Nonso Amadi, these guys are gonna make waves. And then there's a guy called Santi as well, who's based in Dubai, but he's Nigerian as well. Like, super, super dope. And then there's this lady on there. Actually, Tommy Agapi is also a friend, actually. And I actually met her through my girl as well, because they went to school.
Mad.
And I remember there was a time when we were out somewhere, and then she was on her phone, and then I just heard this voice. And I was like, oh, who's that? And she's like, oh, this is my friend from school. I was like, oh, you should, hook whatever up. And so, we've just been friends ever since. And I just feel like she's a really dope female artist. And I think this project is basically a combination of up-and-coming artists or people who've created a lane for themselves, and those are actually quite popular in the industry.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, just that's pretty much what it is.
So how long did it take you to put together?
2 months.
That isn't that long,
No.
That's actually quite impressive. So some of the people who are based out in Ghana are sending you tunes, right?
Yeah, this project doesn't have too many Ghanaians on it, unfortunately. There's more Nigerians and then people over here.
Okay.
I'm the only Ghanaians on there.
Sorry, so I thought you just said Ghana a minute ago, not Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get in that beef right now, but
sorry, guys.
Yeah, Yuji's Ghanaian, but I mean we're here. Kojey Radical is Ghanaian, but we're here as well. Yeah.
So people who are working on it, basically, you're sending them stuff. They can record it, send it back.
Yeah. Or they send vocals and I just, mess around. Oh, and there's a guy called Fras on there.
Yeah.
Now, Fras is a dancehall artist. He's based here. And I found him on Spotify.
Okay.
So I was listening to the Afro Bashment playlist, and then there's this song that came on. It features Sneak Bo Batty Ride. I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I know this song.
Fam. I was like, bro, this is a tune. So I started looking for this guy, and I found him on Instagram. I just sent him a message like, bro, I really like your song, Sneak Bo, we should work. And then we did a track in like a week or two.
And it came together.
Yeah, man, it's sick.
Well, if this is what you could do in 2 months, I'd be impressed to see what you could do with a little bit more time.
Yeah, if I have time, then
if you ever have time.
Yeah.
In the yard eating chicken, bit of FIFA. So who was your favorite artist to work with?
Oh man, I can't do that.
Okay, what about the funniest story?
Actually.
Oh yeah, you were about to tell me. Okay.
Favorite artist? Nah, there's no. You want a funny story about the project?
Yeah, give us a funny story about something that happened.
Nothing funny really happened, to be honest.
Very serious project making.
Apart from the fact that after Kojo did his part for Bad,
yeah,
and then he was talking smack about FIFA, and I'm not gonna back down and say, you're not coming to my house to play FIFA and then try and beat me.
Yeah.
And he beat me. But yeah, that's not really a funny story.
But he really did come in your house and disrespect the FIFA.
Yeah, basically. I switched the game off. I was like, yeah, guys, we need to go. I have stuff to do. You need to leave. That kind of... It was that deep. Because nobody really beats me in FIFA.
Oh, yeah. So it's so loser mode.
Yeah.
It happens, man. It happens to the best of us. Competitive ones. You're allowed. So I want to talk about like the whole trend. I wouldn't even say it's just a new trend or anything, but it's something that's really coming to the forefront now with like the Husses, Kojos, Notes. There's like been a very big rise in what I guess you just mentioned, the term Afro bashment, the Spotify phrase. How do you feel about that like terminology of people being like, oh, Afro rap, Afro bashment, stuff like that?
I don't feel the same way at all. I feel like it's just a new age of music. Do you know what I mean? And it just sounds good. I'm just happy that we're able to combine different genres together, so to speak. So it's Afrobeat, there's dancehall, and then there's rap. And so it's just swinging from one genre to another. So obviously you have the Afrobeat, which is more of the rhythm, the Caribbean side, which has more of it adds to the rhythm but gives it a little sway or a little swing to it. And then the UK rap, which is mixed with like patois or whatever, or any local language. It just makes it sound nice, and it's more of a vibe. But I just think it's good music. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's a way for us to make a statement on a more larger scale, because a lot of the music that was being done when these genres were not combining together was more underground. So if you weren't looking for music underground, you weren't hearing these stuff, especially for people who just listen to like commercial radio and stuff like that. So it's good that it's breaking barriers and people are hearing our music a lot more, especially Afro beats. I mean, when you look at what Wizkid is doing,
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, like, you know, collaborating with like artists like Drake, and you know, he's got other surprises in the bag. But you know, there's some major moves. You know, you've got Davido, you've got Burna Boy, and you know, it's just good what's happening with music. Mr. Eazi is, you know, doing very, very well. UG as well. And then when you know, obviously come back here, you know, obviously Kojo is probably one of the hottest artists in the game right now. Young Bane's doing this thing. You know, Abracadabra, J Hus album coming out next week. Like all these good things. It's just good for, like, you know, I feel like it's good for, you know, our music. So I'm very happy. I'm not complaining.
And is there any UK artists that you kind of like really want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
The last time someone asked me this question, I said Malik Berry, and I've done 2 songs with
Malik I was gonna say.
But now in the UK, of course, like Gigs and Skepta and Stormzy. I feel like we could do something.
I feel like all of them would work with you, actually.
Yeah, but it would probably be different though. I'll probably make it a little bit more, you know, their songs are really more of head knockers.
I hear that.
You know, smashing stuff. You know, I would like to smash some stuff as well. But yeah, you know, just sticking to my sound, I'm sure that we could make some bangers together. So working with those 3 would be super dope. Obviously Lil Sims. I love Ray Black.
Oh, she's amazing.
Yeah, I love Ray Black so much, man. Nadia Rose is dope.
You and Nadia could definitely make a banger too.
Yeah, Nadia.
Because she has like that kind of like bounciness to it.
I saw her
she's really fun.
And you know, she just sets the whole crowd. Like she's just different, man. So yeah.
So man. what about your dream collab? Because I know you got a lot of collabs on this project, but who would you put on if there was a Juls featuring, and you had to put a couple people on there? Who would be your ideal song?
Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole.
I hear they got a song on Khaled's album still.
That's what they're saying.
That's the word on the curb.
That's what they're saying. So probably Khaled day before me. No, actually, seriously. A dream collaboration. Oof. Can it be People Dead?
Anybody you like.
Biggie Smalls, Bob Marley, and Fela Kuti.
That says a lot about your musical taste.
Yeah.
Can I just say? So we're gonna play some songs from your playlist now.
Yeah.
Some songs that you've picked today.
Yeah.
We're gonna run 3 tracks.
Yeah.
What have you chosen first for us on New Gen Radio?
I have chosen Afrobeat featuring Young Bane, Juice and Power.
Tune.
Which is doing, you know, a madness at the moment. One of my favorite songs. I'm gonna play my boy UG. Featuring YC, Give It To Me, which he put out about a couple weeks ago. And then I think my third one, I'm gonna play YC and Malik Berry. Is actually called Juice. Those are my 3 favorite songs right now.
Alright, cool. Let's get into it. New Gen Radio. This is Juls' playlist. His top 3 picks right now. The brand new LP, got it right that time.
Yeah.
Leap of Faith dropping at midnight. Let's get into this. #New Gen Radio.